All right, guys. Sorry, I've been really busy lately, and my mom's having some really serious health problems. So I mean, just juggling that and so much shit on top of that. But I've tried to make my workload a little lighter. I just sold a screenplay. Just got a couple roles in films. I got a new book coming out next week. Um, Documentary. It's coming out in August now. We I think we know where I think we know where the home of it's going to be, and I'll announce it the second that I can legally. Um, so anyway, I apologize. It's a mix of just being really busy career wise, and my mom is not doing well. So let's get into the story. Um, the last time that we that where that last video had left off, I am I had just been, I'm kicking Suboxone still, but I'm in the post acute withdrawal, so it's not, the nightmare of it had dissipated to some degree. I'm not sure exactly what month this is, but it was pretty quickly after I'd been arrested and I'd signed my deal for 3 with half. So I knew that no matter what, I was going to do 18 months in state prison. But now I was taken down by the U.S. Marshals to deal with the federal side of it because I was on federal probation. And the way that they do violations is it's called, it's you're basically it's allegations that you admit or deny. So instead of guilty, not guilty, it's admit or deny. Like, do you have a small cock? Admit. Are you a bitch? Deny. But their kind of stuff was that I hadn't told them that I'd moved, because to them I was living with my parents, but I'd really moved in with Jeff after Zach had helped me pay rent. I hadn't told them that. So that was one violation. The other one was community service. I don't know if I ever told you the story, but because I wasn't working, which is complete bullshit. At the time I was making maybe like, I don't know, $200-300 a month on my book royalties. Which isn't a lot. I mean, nowadays I make a lot more than that off the book, but that was just a period where it was kind of stagnant. It picked up towards the end, right before I got violated, because I was, I was coming out in press. But for the most part, it was just a few $100s a month, which still, if you look at all the people on federal probation, a lot of people don't have jobs at all because I didn't go up and, work a 9-to-5 job that wasn't valid employment. And they're such bitches, Jesus, And so what ended up happening is they said that I had to go do community service. Now, this is when I was still drinking. So the first time that I went, they had me go work at a homeless shelter. Coincidentally, I'd lived at this place before, and so I get there and there was this very like eccentric gay dude. And he's like, "Hey, today we're going to scrub a toilet with a toothbrush and we're going to like it." And I'm like, I was like hungover. I was like, bomb. Let's do this. So he's, and so I go into this bathroom and like, there's, I'm like, well, what do I scrub it with? He's like, how about this toothbrush? He's like, I have this toothbrush you can use. He gives it to me. And it's one of those like little, like, the short half toothbrushes with like the big, like thumb handle thing on it. I'm hungover at a homeless shelter. How much dope sick shit has been spewed out of assholes into that bowl? Who knows? Probably something pretty impressive though, and consistently, like every day, people are just like, and like juggling tangerines, trying to like work on their spanging abilities. So anyway, I did that for maybe like 3 hours hungover, and then I went outside, and someone was dope sick, a homeless guy. He's like, oh, I'm sick. He's talking like Marlon Brando. Oh, I'm sick. I was like, really? I got a Suboxone. Here you go. And like, it felt like, they had seen it on the camera. So I mean, they had alluded to the, well, you're distributing Suboxone to the addicts. I'm like, damn. Wouldn't want to get addicts off heroin, man. Fuck, I'm a piece of shit. And also I'd be smoking cigarettes, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't scrub toilets. So anyway, so I went to the gay guy and I said, "Hey man, I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much for allowing me to scrub homeless shit with a half of a toothbrush. You know, I really would have felt like a bitch if it was the full toothbrush, but I gotta hand it to you. You went above and beyond giving me the short toothbrush to do it with. It was much more intimate at this point. And I remember specifically the first thing that I did was jerk off while I was on the job, because as an addict that has found masturbation to give me temporary solace many times in my life, kicking methadone, anyone that's kicked in jail in the free world cold turkey knows that jerking off is one of the best things you got. But as soon as you come, boom, you're propelled back into that hell, It sucks, It's like just imagine that there's like some like electrode device on your head that shocks you when you come. But instead of being shocked, it's like dope sickness. So like you come and it's like, and you're like instantly sick again. It's heavy, But so based on all the years that I had used the masturbatory relief strategy, so to speak, I learned that beating off makes me feel better. I mean, look, beating off makes you feel better in any situation, It's like listening to the Beatles or something. So you think your friend's a sex offender, part 4. Who says shit like that? All right, anyway. So I remember going in there and closing the door and then trying to beat off, and my Wi-Fi is not working, because I'm like in this closed off bathroom area. Thank God I had some homemade Karina videos in there that we had choreographed, and so I beat off to that with the waft of permeating shit, homeless shit at that. So you can smell the malt liquor, and then like I came out, and then I came out of the bathroom, and then I went and I gave that homeless guy Suboxone, and it was the masturbating, the Suboxone, lack of effort. Ha ha. You're just not cut out for community work. I don't know. That's not even how he talked. He was like some flamboyant gay guy. He's like, geez, I give you an opportunity to clean shit with a half of a toothbrush, and you fail miserably with your tattoos and your prison walk. You're not going to get very far with that, are you, buddy? I'm like, okay. All right. Oh, and I don't know if I told you that story. And then I was talking to, at one point I was outside smoking a cigarette with this black guy, right? And he's like this old black guy. And, we were talking, and he's like, hey man, what do you stay at the spot? I'm like, oh no, man, I just do community service. He's like, oh yeah, man, yeah. What are for the parole? Yeah, I'm on federal probation. He's like, oh man, if there's anything I hate, it's the motherfucking law. And I'm like, yeah, sucks, man. He's like, yeah, I have a record myself. I ain't proud of it, but I've done some time myself. I was like, really? What'd you do? He's like, well, no. No, I ain't proud of it. No, that's not what I'm saying. I am not proud of this shit. But, well, one time I was walking in the college town of Isla Vista, and right, you know what that is? Yeah, IV. Mm-hmm. Grew up partying there. Oh yeah. Whoa. And damn, do they party out there? But so I seen this group of girls, right? And they were not, I don't know, they maybe 18, 19 years old. And, I showed them my cock. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean? He's like, well, hey, man, I never said that I was proud of it. I'm like, oh man, when I smoke bud, man, I get wild as fuck. And I'm like, damn, it wasn't on meth or crack or anything. He's like, no, man, fucking indica bud. I was like, what are you fucking boofing it? I mean, I can't think of one time in my life that I've ever gotten stoned that I've been like, man, fucking blazed right now. Damn, look at that bitch. I'm gonna expose myself to her. Hey, come here. Like, ew, his dick looks like a little teeny tiny root beer barrel. Your color tattoos are fucking gay. Oh yeah, no, so I exposed myself and they gave me 9 years for that. And now I'm here in the homeless shelter. It's been a life full of regret and excitement. And then like Karina called and she's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh no, I'm just talking to this solid black dude. Tell her that I said hello. Fuck, dude. I'm cool. So I ended up quitting. I mean, I don't know. Call me old fashioned, but I just wasn't feeling it. I mean, my girlfriend, Karina, was pregnant at the time. And I tried to explain that to my PI. I go, Josh, listen to me, man. I can't not work. I have a baby in the oven, you know? I'm about to have my first kid. My girl doesn't work. I have to bring money home. He's like, well, Mr. Leone, we've already tried that. And Ryder Schmider. Well, what the fuck does that mean? So what it means is that is not a fucking job. A writer's not a job. That's stupid talk. You're stupid. All right. So anyway, so that was one of the violations. They gave me a violation for not completing my community service obligations, even though it wasn't even on my judgment and commitment. It was just something that was a, what do you say that? An appendix? An expand. That's not how you say that, is it? They expanded that onto my, supervision rules that I had to do this community service work. And so I didn't tell them that I'd moved to Jeff's. Strike one. Strike two, I didn't complete my community service work. Now, this is the weird shit about this. They never said anything to me about it. I called Josh. I told him what I just said. I said, hey, I can't do this. I have a kid on the way. I got to at least look for real work. So he said, okay. You never said anything about, well, you're going to be violated. Oh, you're looking at fucking years in prison for not complying with the rules of federal probation. He didn't say any of that. He's just like, okay, community service isn't working. Okay, I'll give you another shot. Go look for work. And I'd go look for work and I'd show him, my applications. I'd take pictures on my phone. I mean, I proved that I was actually doing it, even though I don't think I was. I don't remember. I think I really did go look for work, Sorry, I'm trying to quit. Thanks, Blue. Links in the comment. All right. So those were the first two. Then the third one was that I had admitted to smoking weed that day where he was like, you're making me very, very, very nervous. If you make me nervous again, I'm going to put a hole in your fucking brain. I was like, oh, that's chill. All right. I'll pee. I'm a bitch. What up? This is after I had told them that I'd been recommended marijuana from a doctor to deal with some of my PTSD, considering that I had a long history of polysubstance abuse. And that PTSD, it's proven that it has a medicinal effect at quelling post-traumatic stress disorder, which I clearly had from BFCLs and SRs. And he said, okay, as long as you have a doctor's recommendation, you can do it. Okay, cool. I'm chiefing, start listening to Slightly Stupid and, I start wearing beanies and shit and start rollerblading. I've never rollerbladed ever. But, I started smoking weed thinking that I could because my PO said I could. Then he called me. Same shit as like when the intern was like, "I'm sorry, I'm just an intern, and yeah, we actually have to talk to your PO and tell him you committed a pandering crime. You're a pimp, piece of shit, pimp." So once again, they duped me into admitting that I had smoked pot. So that's that. So those were that's what they had on me, right? These three um, complaints is how they would say it. And then, of course, that I caught a new felony case. And that was the major one. And like that one, okay, that one's fair enough. But those other ones were bullshit. And they basically just had that on there, to bolster the recommendation, which was a year. I think it was like a year, like, no, it was longer than that. I think it was like two, I don't even remember. It was like a year, 2 years, something like that. I mean, they gave me different recommendations at different times. I'm trying to think of what that one was. The first one was like a year. The DUI, they had recommended a year of custody and like 6 months of probation for non-conviction DUI, which is kind of heavy-handed. And then this one, I think they were recommending 2.5 years or something, or a year and a half. I don't even remember. I was looking at over a year violations. So there was a possibility that, there was a possibility that I was going to have to do my state sentence, and then I was going to have to do my Fed sentence, and it would be run consecutive. So it'd be back to back like that. So I'd have to go do the Fed time, then I'd get out and have to go do the state time. But remember, if I was able to do the Fed time first, then the state would count it. So luckily, my dad had gotten this really good attorney to go on retainer, for something reasonable. I think it was like 10 grand, and she was essentially quarterbacking the public defenders. It's kind of like getting, premium. Sorry. I rolled my ankle skateboarding. It hurts, and I'm trying to get some leverage on it. But anyway, so I wasn't even skateboarding. I was like, oh, fuck, I can kickflip. I'm like 40. 34, but, it's 40. Try to kickflip, and I just like fell on my fucking head and my ankles. Like, oh, that checks out. All right. So anyway, now that I was actually in federal custody, it was looking like whatever I got, at least I was going to get credit for. And federal custody is better. 2-man cells, email, MP3 player, all that. So what ends up happening is, as I said in the last video, they take me down to MDCLA. I meet that one black dude that had escaped from or walked away from Lompoc. He ended up not even getting additional time for it. They just made him go back to prison, took his commissary for a week. Now, I'm sure they fucked him royally when he got there. And then we were supposed to go to MDCLA, which is in the same building as the federal building, the U.S. Marshals building. And we missed the bus. And then they come and they're like, I'm like, what's up? Why aren't we going to MDCLA? No room there. You're going to MDCLA. It's because, remember, because they gave me a bag lunch, and I just like thrown it on the floor because I don't know, I thought that's what you do. I forgot in the feds, it's a little less grimy than like in county jail. So they're like, yeah, you're going to San Bernardino, you fucking lunch bag thrower. Sicko. Okay. Black dude, they did the same thing. Even though he was going back to prison, I think for like one of the consequences that the judge hadn't said, but I think it was kind of just silently like understood that he was going to have to go do a little time at San Bernardino County Jail, which, coming from like a federal camp to that, sucks. Going from Santa Barbara County Jail to San Bernardino County Jail sucks because it is violent. It is fucked up spot. I didn't know that. I just heard that. And it was. We're getting into that now. So they end up giving me a ride in this bus from, MDCLA, so downtown Los Angeles, to San Bernardino. Now, if you're not from California, San Bernardino is the same county that Victorville's in. It's like out, it's right like south of LA, southeast, I think, of LA. And it is kind of like by Big Bear. And I don't know, it's kind of like it's whatever. It's all right there. I end up taking the bus. I'm looking out the windows, and you always get sad when you're in transportation. it had been a long day anyway. I'd been woken up early in the morning, taken from Santa Barbara County Jail. I'm still going through post-acute withdrawal. I stayed in the tanks all day, at the courthouse. I saw the magistrate and thinking I was going to go to MTCLA and get to email my chick and, get to listen to music. I was really looking forward to music. I think that being able to talk to Karina and music were the thing, and a 2-man cell, all of that, and probably drugs. I mean, just everything about going to MDCLA over Santa Barbara County Jail was superior, except that it's way more violent at MDCLA because people are, looking at life sentences. It's the frequency of violence is less, but when something violent happens, it cracks. There's riots there all the time. People get stabbed there. People locks in the sock. People get jumped. I saw a paisa hit another paisa with the acoustic guitar and knock his teeth out with it. He hit him with like the bridge of it. Yeah. So aside from that, whatever. But and I'd just been jumped at Santa Barbara County, but I also knew that at MDCLA, it was going to be a higher class of criminal. Federal guys are not little bush dweller bitches. Federal inmates, a lot of them still have a lot of money. You go to the visit room and they have the Real Housewives of Orange County type girls visiting them. They're all like married to strippers or porn stars or whatever. I mean, federal level inmates usually are the people out there that are actually doing shit. It's what you don't get in, there's no indictments for living in a bush, with attempt to litter in that bush. Possession of a tent with intent to dwell in a bush. This is what these fucks are doing. So they end up taking me and, I'm looking at all this stuff. Like, once in a while you see like a pretty girl, drive by and she's like, hi, like once in a while you get them to flash you. Not always. It's happened. You're like seeing like little kids. Oh my God, look at the convicts. Billy, those guys are rapists. Oh my God. What does that mean? I'm not sure. Yeah. All right, Bob. All right. Fucking weirdo. So we end up getting down to San Bernardino County Jail. Now, right from the get-go, I know it's a fucked up spot. I can just tell. Cops are assholes there. They bring me into another holding tank. So now I have to do the whole intake process to San Bernardino. It was a hellacious day. Getting released from Santa Barbara County, having U.S. Marshals swoop me up, tanks at the federal building, having to, it's like an hour and a half from MDCLA to San Bernardino County Jail, shackled, cuffed the whole time. Then I get there. Now I have to do the whole intake process, and that could be 6 hours. It could be 3 days. You never know how long an intake's going to be at a county jail, and I've never been there. So the first thing they do is they bring me into a drunk tank like I'm just a fresh arrest. Now I'm in street clothes, remember, because Santa Barbara County Jail had released me in my street clothes when the U.S. Marshals picked me up. They bring me into this drunk tank, and there's a phone. I haven't seen a phone. Remember, I didn't have access to a phone. I was like, the only way I could do that is if I PC'd up at that moment, and couldn't do it, Had no idea that they were mixing yards or any of this shit, but I just been programmed that way. Like, that's bad. It's bad. It's bad to care about your family. Look that, whoa, can't be around rats. If you're around rats, you are a rat. Oh really? You've never been to federal prison in the Midwest. You're around all that shit. What are you going to do? Take them all out? It's just fuck with people who what time it is. I mean, that's how you got to do it. Keep your circle small. That's how you should do time anyway. So I'm in this drunk tank. There's a phone. I'm stoked. Go up to it. Make a call. Operator. Doo. We're sorry. You can only make local calls from this number. Message number SB17. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm just sitting there by myself in this drunk tank. This other dude comes in, Mexican dude, Southsider's like, hey, what up, dog? What's up, fool? My name is Baby Sword. Motherfucking Aztec warrior, dog. No, I'm just fucking with you, fool. I'm from Redlands, dog. What's up, fool? I fucking love white boys. What's up, fool? Who do you drive some sort of like Honda out there, dog? The cool ass whip, fool. Listening to Linkin Park and fucking Corn and all that shit, huh? White boys are fucking gnarly. You know, they always say shit. Man, that's fucking tubular, dog. That's fucking bodacious, fool. Are you done? Oh, yeah, dog. I'm just kidding. What's up, fool? Damn, you don't look good, fool. What's up with you, dog? And I'm like, well, I'm still kicking Suboxone. I have 3 broken ribs. You know, that's another thing. Traveling all day with that is hellacious if you're not in shackles and handcuffs. Being in shackles and handcuffs with broken ribs is like horseback riding with a samurai sword lunged up your asshole. Is what it felt like. You can like feel the fucking vibrations go from your ribs all the way down to your asshole. And if somebody had a comment and they're like, "Hey, Leonie, hey, brother, what's up? What I, you know, something's not adding up in the story. How are you yelling with broken ribs? Have you ever kicked cold turkey? Like to the point where you have to scream because it's so painful? Well, I don't get it. If your ribs are broken, would that hurt? Yeah, it did hurt, you know? But it's the kind of thing where psychological panic takes over and you want relief and you have that primal instinct of yelling because maybe somebody will come and make you feel better. It's like being a child and fucking crying, you know? And yes, it hurt. Of course, I had broken ribs. It hurt to do anything. Beating off hurt, you know? Felt like I was getting butt fucked or something. Every time I jerked off, it fucking sent vibrations all through my body and made me numb. And now I'm at this drunk tank in San Bernardino County Jail. This is called CRC or CDR. Uh, no, I don't know. San Bernardino CDC, County Detention Center. San Bernardino County Detention Center, CDC. Also, California Department of Corrections, not to be confused. So, you know, fucking, you white boys are so fucking gnarly. Oh man, it's fucking female, dog. Fucking love you, dog. Damn. What does that shit say on your neck? Too weird to live. Too rare to. Oh my man, dog. That's fucking hard. Straight up, fool, you're hard. I'm gonna sit here. I was gonna sleep with this toilet paper roll, dog, but no, I'm just kind of envious, kind of, because of that fucking hard ass tattoo. Here, you can have the toilet paper, fool. Hey, when this is over, I'll shoot you my Gmail account, dog. Go fucking send me pictures and shit. I'm like, oh my god, fuck my life. I said, hey man, do you think you can call my old lady? Like, you know, I don't know. Do you have someone that can 3-way call her? He's like, oh, I don't know. You know, my baby mama Michelle, you don't really like me anymore, fool, because I've been smoking meth. Just to be completely honest with you, dog. No, hey, but I don't do drugs though. Nah. Oh no. I don't do shit like that though. No, she mad at me though, fool, because I'm busted right now. I'm like, what are you busted for? He's like, oh, a residential burglary, but hey, just to be completely honest with you, kinda, I didn't do that shit, dog. Nah. I'm gonna take that shit to the box, fool. They ain't getting me. Fuck that. They ain't getting me. Watch. You give me your Gmail, dog. I'll fucking email you within like at least 90 days from now, fool. I'm like, I'm going to prison. He's all right, all right, all right. I got you, Spencer, dog. So he ends up calling, you know, his baby mama or whatever, and like she's mad at him because he's been arrested. At first, they're always like spitting game to their girls. Anytime you like ask somebody to like, do a favor for you that involves their hyena, they're always like, oh, hey, what's up, baby girl? Oh, damn, I can fucking smell your perfume from here. No, hey, you smell fucking, hey, you smell fucking skinny. Palabra, you smell skinny. Yeah, no, 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 no. Hey, and then they start going in Spanish, right? So I don't understand Spanish. Like, hablo poquito español. Poquito, poquito. But, it's, dale, no, no. Hey, ándale. Hang up. I'm like, fuck. He's like, hey, nah, I mean, nah, I can't do that shit, dog. I don't know no one else, you know? I had a rough childhood, though. I'm like, dude, okay, all right, cool. Fuck. So what I do is, hey, what's the area code? And I don't know what it is. Like, whatever the area code for San Bernardino, I think it's like 7. So I don't even remember. So he gives me the area code, and I pull some shit that I used to do when I was locked up in Florida. I haven't got into that, but you guys on Patreon, I know I've been slacking just because, I had some personal stuff and I've just been really busy. But we're about to get into all that stuff in the Florida stuff when I got bussed out there. But what we used to do in Florida, which I'll get into in a video, is we used to fish. We'd call random numbers, all day long, and people would pick up and be like, oh, I'd be like some old lady, hello, grandma, is this Martin? Grandma, it's Marty. How are you? Oh, Marty. Oh my God, it's so sweet that you've called your grandmother. How are you? Well, Grandma, I'm in jail. You're what? Yeah, and I'm gonna need a Western Union. I'm gonna, go ahead and J pay me. I can do that, Martin. We would do that, or like sometimes we'd hit on girls, or sometimes we just prank call people. That was completely out of boredom, right? Tried the same thing. So now I'm cold calling people, and the first person I call is like some chick, and she's like, "Yeah, hello." I was like, "Hey, hey," and she's like, "Hey, who is this?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is Ryan Leone." I'm not sure. I haven't had the internet for a while, but it's possible I may have gone viral by now. I don't know if you recognize the name Leone. Leone. She's like, no, I have no idea who you are. Are you a bitch? No, I'm just But so I started talking to this girl, and I'm basically like, look, I know this is weird, but I'm at the San Bernardino County Jail. She's like, oh my God, I live right by there. I'm like, okay, hear me out. I'm down here. My girlfriend is pregnant with my kid up in Santa Barbara right now, and you want me to go get her? I will. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, that's cool. I mean, sound like the kind of chick where like if she had picked Karina up, she would have made like, fucking leather boots out of her face or something. Sound like a psycho. Sound like the, what's her name? Kathy Bates in Misery. She sounded like that. I said, listen, check it out. I need you to call her and tell her that I'm here, that I'm okay, and that I love her. But if you can conference call for me, that'd be even better. And she's like, I can totally do that. What's the number? So I give her Karina's number. This is the first person that I talked to, too. So she called this psycho chick, calls Karina, and she's like, Karina, this is Rachel. Ryan's in jail. Karina's like, what the fuck? Who is this? Ryan's in jail. I'm not sure why. Like acting like I'd known her for like years. So of course Karina's like, what is going on? She's like, hold on. I'm gonna get him on the line. But of course Karina's mad now. She's like, what the fuck is Rachel? Click. I'm like, no, I don't know Rachel's number. This is a random number I called. I'm like, fuck. So now I'm calling people, trying so hard to get them to conference call her. Because now Karina thinks I'm like on some weirdo shit. And let me tell you some advice. If you have a girl and you're incarcerated, one thing you never do is get in a fight. No matter what, they're right. No matter what, Like, you're a bitch. Well, you're right. I'm a bitch. Well, you are a piece of shit. You're selfish and greedy. I'm a selfish piece of shit, greedy bastard. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Okay. Well, fuck. As long as you're willing to admit that. You always want to agree with them. But the problem is that you know, usually you can call them back. I'd have this girl's Rachel's number, you know, and I'd call people and they'd hang up on me. Like, who is this? Is this Freddie? Like, yes. Freddie, you bastard. You fucking bastard. I knew that you had a garage sale with my father's golf clubs. And I'm just like, oh my God. Hey, man, this isn't really Freddie. Ah, fuck you, Fred. Click. You know, stuff like that. So I never got to call her back. So now on top of all this shit, I'm thinking like, oh my God. Oh my God. Now my girl's mad at me. Fuck my life. Intake at San Bernardino County Jail takes forever too, you know? Used to that. And you know, I got fucking baby Sword or whatever his name is like hitting on me. He's like, hey, damn dog. I don't usually say this, fool, but I'm gonna be kinda honest with you, kinda. Those fucking back pockets, your shorts, are fucking female, dog. Let me see. How did you do that? Did you sew that shit? I'm like, nah, bro. Look, I have broken ribs, but I don't want you to think you can rape me. Okay? I will fuck you up regardless of my broken rib. I don't give a fuck. No, I didn't say that. But, you know, this dude really was kind of a creep. And I just was like, fuck. I couldn't even get like a little tiny like nap or like rest because like I just, you know, because I'd like wake up and he'd be like, oh, hey, dog. No, I was just thinking, fool. Hey, remember making paper airplanes when you were a kid? Yeah, that show was fucking fun, dog. Let's fucking talk about that right now, dog. Now I felt like piecing up. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Just to get away from this fuck. But I sat there for hours. They brought another kid in. It's like a white dude, you know, and I asked him to call somebody to call Karina. Of course, he didn't know anyone to call. It's always a bad sign when you run into people in jail and they don't have anybody out there. It's like, damn, you were doing something wrong. You know, I mean, I'd go to mail call, I get at least like 5 or 6 letters a day, shit like that. It was very like loved in there, and it's not because of my bomb ass personality. That's just because I have real friends. You know, not everyone in jail has that. A lot of people in jail don't have any friends. You know, none of these guys had anybody that could call Karina. So anyway, eventually they bring me into the place where you like dress in, and it's like in these little, I don't know, they're like you know, like at a hospital how they have the things that separate the room. It's almost like a drape, you know, like, but it's like a tarp kind of material. They had like rows of things, and like, you know, the cops like, all right, gentlemen, strip down, squat and cough. Let me see your assholes. Don't be bringing any goddamn contraband into my jail, you fucking minorities. And I was like, hey, man, what about me? I'm white. You're like, shut up. You are a disgrace to the white race. I'm like, oh. All right. Now, they, you know, they make you put your hand through your hair and then you have to lift your nutsack up. Then you have to squat and cough, and then you have to show them the bottoms of your feet. Now, the problem is I had the rib thing going on, so it was very hard for me to balance, and I was trying to tell him that. He's like, do you think I care about your health? I'm waiting to get my private retirement fund and go retire in Palm Springs. I don't give a fuck about you and your health problems, you piece of shit criminal. I'm like, hell yeah, that dude's wife's cheating on him. Happy people aren't like that, you know? It's like, it's always funny, like, you know, like I don't look at the comments anymore because it's like, you know, here and there I do. Like I'll see something and they'll be like, you're a loser. I'm like, If I'm a loser, I gotta see what you're doing. We gotta compare. Let's compare, you know. And why are you watching my videos? And why are you commenting? And so I don't get it. Or these guys that like make videos about me or like Wes Watson. Because they're such little bitches that like they can't even generate their own following, you know? There's a lot of stuff like that. Like, you know, and then they'll come on and they'll be like, sorry guys, I'm just like, I just had to say the names. Like, you'd watch me. Like, hey, check it out though, fool. Check it out. Let me tell you about like why I'm dope though. And those guys are lame. It's like, hey man, stop hating. Cool, Wes Watson, he's doing his thing. Like, he's cool, you know? Fuck yeah, he's successful. Don't hate on a dude for being successful. Don't hate on a guy for, you know, it's crazy shit. But you see that. And you know, like happy people don't do stuff like that. Like cool people, you know, the guys that are really like doing shit certainly aren't leaving comments or making videos about how lame they think someone are. When you do that, you know what the right, and usually people like that are blind to it, right? They don't realize that the rest of the world sees that they're just unhappy. They're just projecting. Dude, I watch every video and I am convinced you're a loser. You're a bitch. You're a loser. You have a small cock. You're a you're a you're a criminal. You're a drug addict. But I want to suck your dick, dog. Right here. Yeah, that's how you sound. It's funny. Whatever. I think that's just funny. But you know, and that's the same, it's the same concept for these COs that, well, I don't give a fuck about your health. You know, these guys, it's like, okay. Look at you. Look at you. You know? You don't care about my health because you're gonna have a heart attack within the next fucking 4 years, for sure. You know? You're like in your 30s, you look like you're in your late 50s. There's so many cops like that. You know, they got the big gulp fucking sodas and they're just smashing it, eating Twinkies and talking about, you know, yeah, man, I'm switching to Diet Monster next week. Fuck. I'm sick of not having a bomb ass body, bro. Yeah, me too, Pat. Me too. Yeah. Yeah. Sick of being single too. Huh. Yeah. Sick of being a cop too. Yeah. Yeah, let's go give these convicts shit. Yeah. They just got arrested. They're probably gonna do years in prison. Let's go be mean to those guys. Oh yeah. Those guys are losers, you know? Shit like that. So they dress us in, and you know, while I'm in there, like there's like, you know, the white guy that I was in there with. He's like, hey, like peeks into the little like, you know, cubicle thing that I'm like changing, and he's like, hey man, keep your boxers and socks. Trust, Peckerwood. Trust. It's like, what the fuck? Okay. So I keep it on, and I'm glad he told me that because now I had an extra pair of boxers and socks, which comes in you know, it comes in handy. You know, you always want like extra pairs of clothing and shit. So I go in and you know we change. They come and they search us. This is after the squat and cough and all that. I forget what you wear at San Bernardino County Jail. Into so many jails that I don't even remember. But you wear, you know, typical county jail scrub stuff. So after that, they bring us into another room. They fingerprint us, the ideas. They give us, I think at that place it's a ID card or maybe a bracelet or something. I don't even remember. And then they give you like the little golf pencil, and they give you like a blank envelope, you know. And then there's always someone like, hey, I didn't get an envelope, you know, and like and then the guy's like, well, I can get it to you later. No, man, no way. Mm-mm. I want my envelope, and I want my fucking envelope right now, brother. Well, you realize if I go and I get your envelope for you, it's going to hold everyone else up. You think I care? You're violating my human rights, bud. You're getting me that envelope now. And then he gets like pepper sprayed. Stop resisting, you piece of shit. See that all the time. Okay, so now they take me to another section. Tank after tank after tank. It's the musical chairs of tanks. That's how county jails work. I'm in another one now. And at this point, you know, first initial process of an intake, everybody's talkative, right? Everybody's talkative. Everyone's talking, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's always like jail talk. Yeah, I'm getting 4 with half. Yeah, fuck yeah. Dude, is homosexual activity allowed in the pen? Nah, brother, not anymore. Oh, fuck, man. You got any crystal meth? Oh, and it's just like this, you know, flurry of different things that people are saying. And eventually, you know, and I'm in my post-acute withdrawal, ribs are killing me. It's like this constant sharp pain in there. I'm gaining weight too. You know, I went in there pretty, you know, cut. I went in there pretty cut and you know, probably really cut. It was like one of the more like I had a 6-pack and, you know, I was working out. I was taking it really seriously like I am right now. Like right now I'm like going really hard with working out. I got the movie that I'm filming next month, you know, and I have to be in a certain physique to do it. And so I'm going really hard with supplements and protein and everything. And I was at that point, but now it'd been about a month and it's amazing what just sitting on your ass with broken ribs, not working out and eating jail food does to you. I was getting fat, straight up fat. You know, my fingers look like, you know, stubs. I had like French fry fingers. It was like Edward French fry finger fat, you know. It was just this fat, broken rib lock. Dope sick, you know. I'm that guy that, you know, was farting all the time. So I'd have to like hobble over with my broken ribs to the, you know, to the toilet so I could courteously flush the fart. And like, man, I'm not always making it. You know, I'm fat. I'm just like, I'm like waddling over there. And I like once in a while, you know, and then there'll be like he'll be like, oh man, you fat as fuck. You fat as fuck. You ain't right. You ain't right. So then you piss everyone off because you're the farter. Yeah, you've been labeled the farter. So now we're in this tank. This goes on for hours, about 7-8 hours. We're just in this tank, you know, and then like, you know, once in a while the cops will come by, they'll do a little count. Gentlemen, line up, come get your lunches. Everyone's starving too, you know. We get our lunches. It's a slice of, I mean, they say it's bologna, but it looks like they made it out of like a trustee or something. Like it looks like a piece of human flesh with like bologna juice on it for like effect. Like the nasty juices that they put on just is like to make it look a little more edible. Like you get an apple, a little bag of like pretzels, you know, it's like being on an airplane. You're like, this isn't even bad. Can't even believe I was complaining before. I'm tripping, fool. This is what's up. Living the dream, straight up. Eventually, they come and they hand out our. Oh no! We got to go see the lieutenant, right, or the whatever, the intake, the classification officer. Bring me in there. You know, he's chewing. They're always chewing. Classification guy. My name is Martinez. You're in here for a federal probation violation. He's looking at like one paragraph, dude. I'm like, he's like for 5 minutes. I'm like, what are you memorizing it? Like, I don't get it. Oh, are you homosexual? I'm just like, man, no foreplay, huh? Just straight to it. Do I look like a homosexual? I just gotta ask these questions, and yes, you do. I'm not. No, I like pussy. Well, that wasn't necessary. I'm just let's stick with the yes and the no's, okay? Are you in a gang? No. Have you ever been convicted of a sex crime? I was like, well, I mean, I'm a registered sexy tan offender, if you know what I'm talking about. Where are you registered? I'm like, dude, I was joking. You can't be registered as a sexy hot tan offender, dude. It's a joke. You don't, you know, sexy hot tan. Are you on PCP right now? No. Do I? No. Nope. No. Hmm. Are you in any street gangs? I started an imaginary underground fight club with my imaginary friend Tyler. I'm gonna say yes. Hmm. Okay. Do you have any enemies? No. Do you have any tattoos? Well, yeah. Okay, we're gonna go through each tattoo. You're gonna tell me what that means. I'm like, okay, this is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Hold on. No big words, okay? Fear and Loathing is big words. Don't get all scholarly on me now. I'm going through all my tattoos, and it's like, have you ever been in a fist fight? I'm like, dude, I just told you I started an underground fight club with my friends. Yes. Okay. You ever been the victim of a sexual assault? No. Have you? No. No. Okay. Do you have any enemies? Have you ever cooperated with law enforcement? He said, well, if I had, wouldn't I not be in jail right now? He's like, I don't know. But that was pretty funny. Is there any reason you need to be in protective custody? No. Okay. You're gonna go to J Tank. Okay. It's a mellow tank. You know, mostly fed guys. You know, some real solid white folk in there. It's a little rough. No, I ain't gonna lie to you now. It's they're if you know what I mean. Mm. I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't care. I don't care where you send me. I really don't give a fuck. Put me in general population. Just I don't even care. Put me just whatever, dude. I just want to go to sleep. All right, good luck to you, man. I'm just looking at this is how much of a convict I am. I'm looking at his tobacco spit. And I'm like hoping, praying that he turns away for a second so that I can just snatch it up. And then later I would dry it up, roll it in Bible paper, and smoke it with my new friends, whoever they were going to be. So I go back to this tank. I have to wait like another 2 hours. It's like 5 a.m. now. They end up finally bringing us to our respective housing units. Now they bring me, at San Bernardino Jail at CDC. There's like a downstairs and there's an upstairs, and there's an escalator that brings it that you can go up. It's crazy. It's like being in a mall, kind of, not really, but So they take me up this escalator, and I have my linen, and they bring me to J unit, and it's J, and then K is, or is it J and R? I don't know. I was in J block. So they take me to J. I don't know what the other one was. It's weird match like that. Anyway, they break me, and you got to go upstairs, right? So there's like a downstairs tank, and I think that's our tank, and then J tank is above. I'm pretty sure that that's what it was. Yeah, because it was jumping J tank and rocking R tank was their little nicknames. So silly. Oh well, yeah, I'm in rockin' R. Pretty hardcore, man. So they bring me up to this place, and it's this big dorm. I've never done time in a dorm ever. Well, that's not true. In Florida, I did. But, in California, I'd never done time in a dorm like that, Been in barracks, like, when I was in the honor farm at San Bernardino County Jail when I was younger. But I never really done jail time in a dorm like that in California. And, of course, I'm used to it. I've been to jail a million times. I walk up there with my lid and everybody just stares at me and they mad dog me, you know? Yeah, and they look ridiculous. Like some of them are sad dogging, like trying to look hard and you're like, damn, dude, you look stupid right now. You know, it's like 5 a.m. and that's what time they feed chow. So everybody had just come back. So everybody was awake and getting ready to go back to sleep. You know, because that's like their program, 10 to 10. 10 in the morning to 10 at night. So everyone's kind of looking at me and there's like 3 white guys that kind of like, they see me. Not one of them comes up and shakes my hand. I'm like, that is not a good sign, you know? And then a Paisa, they're Southsiders, they don't say anything to me. Paisa named Lewis comes up. He's like, oh, hey, man, my name's Lewis. I'm the Paisa Repa. You're, what race are you, though? What race do I look like? Because I don't know. You could be black. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm white. Peckerwood. He's, oh, you would? Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. You know, that's good. That's good, man. That's good. It's good that I'm a wood, like we're talking about a fucking bachelor degree or something. Oh, a wood? Oh, excellent, man. Oh, very good, very good. Okay. Well, yes, you've got a few other woods here. There's some homies. So homies are Southsiders. Homies, Southsiders. Sur. I don't know. That's not really how people talk. I'm just joking. And then there's blacks, others, and then the Paisas. Now, if I had to put it on percentage, I'd say that the Paisas were easily about 80%. It was a lot of Paisas. And there's like a few white guys that didn't even introduce themselves to me, a few black guys, a few Southsiders, and that was that. And a big group shower, which I was looking at, I was like, that's going to be a blast. Can't wait to do that with my broken ribs. Fuck yeah. Then there was like a TV room, about 6 phones or something. I go start making my bed, and finally some white guy like comes out. He's like, oh, hey, the name's Bobby. And I was like, hey, Bobby, I'm Ryan. What's up, man? He's like, ooh, it's my first time in jail, and it's have you been to jail? I was like, yeah, I've been to jail a few times. He's like, well, it's my first time. I'm like, no way. He's like, yes way. And hear me out. This place is downright terrifying, man. It's, I saw someone get their head stomped out yesterday. Right here. Look, there's still blood. I looked and there was like a perfect like shape of a head. It looked like chalk, what the fuck? He's like, yeah, they're these Mexicans are really mean. I was like, hey man, do me a favor. He's like, what's that? Don't ever say some shit like that again. Don't ever say someone's fucking mean in jail. Are you kidding me, dude? You sound like a fucking. Never mind. You have a bottom bunk for me? He's like, oh, brother, all the white guys have it. I said, well, where are you sleeping? Oh, I'm in a bottom bunk. I said, no, I have broken ribs. I'm going to need that. Oh, can't do that, man. That's my bottom bunk. I said, what are you in here for? Why does that matter? I want to say, well, it matters, because you're white, I'm white, and I need to know what you're in here for. Weirdo. I don't know what you mean, but I'm in here for stalking. I was like, oh, well, that's not a weirdo charge. Don't worry about it, man. The fuck, dude? I was like, but I am taking your bunk. Well, you're certainly not. I am, because if you don't give me the bottom bunk, which is the right thing to do, man, I'm a white guy. I've broken ribs, man. And if you don't, I'll beat you up with one fucking hand. And that's what it is. Well, I guess you're getting the bottom bunk then. So I end up getting the bottom bunk. I wasn't trying to be a dick, but it's like, Jesus, man. Like any convict won't even think twice about giving another wood the bottom bunk if they have broken ribs. People that are used to doing time have a certain like code of ethics, and then that's one of them. If you're older, if you're injured, you get the bottom bunk, period. That's just how it works. And, this guy's like acting like I'm bullying him. So I meet the other two white guys, and one of them was in there for domestic violence. One of them was in there for stalking. I was in there for my federal probation violation, but kind of pimping and pandering too. But nope, I mean, it's not that I was trying to hide the charge or anything. It's just that's not what I was booked in there for. I was booked in there for a violation, and I forget what the other guys, but these guys were like really like scary, and they'd never done time, and they're like, man, the Mexicans know how to scrap. Yeah, really well. If we ever get in a riot with those guys, we're fucked. You know what I'm saying? They're like elbowing you. You're like, dude, don't fucking touch me, weirdo. So I came to the realization that this place that I was at, it's J Tank in San Bernardino, CDC, Central Detention Center. This tank was like a hybrid for federal inmates, and it was also a hybrid for people that really like didn't get in trouble very often. It's kind of like if you were just going in for like a very brief little thing, they'd put you in there if you've never been to jail, because it was mixed with federal people. So it's kind of like an odd mix of people, but it was GP. You knew there weren't like sex offenders in there, but this guy was in there for stalking, and I mean, it's weird. And I just was like, and then this other guy was in there for vandalism. The Paisa showed me love. They gave me a kitty, all that. I'm like, yeah, I'll pay you back. Oh, all right, cool. And I looked at their commissary, and their commissary was out of control. The best commissary I've ever seen. You could get like boxes of Triscuits and wheat thins and shit. I was like, what? Like some gourmet-ass commissary. I mean, you could get a lot. Best commissary I've ever seen at San Bernardino. So, I went to sleep, and for this place looking as non-threatening as it did when I first got there, it turned out to be one of, by far, the craziest fucking places I've ever done time at. Absolutely wild, and it was county jail. So it would start to, kind of, it was like, it would cycle, there'd be a bad crowd in, and then it would kind of get normal and it'd be a bad crowd. But that very first night when I went to sleep, it's probably like, like I said, like 5 or 6 in the morning when I got there. I pretty much slept through the day just because my body like shut down, and you have to get up to actually go to chow, because you have to go down the escalator. They let you out for chow. You go down the escalator, and then you go into this big chow hall, and everybody has to sit facing one way in complete silence, and you can't pass food, and you can't talk. And there's just like cops, like, standing in the front, like, hey, no talking. I will spray you. Like, oh God. So I missed those first couple meals, just because I was like still exhausted, and I was recuperating, as I was recovering. And I remember waking up randomly and not knowing where I was, because I just heard this bah, 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 bah. And I was just, and I'm looking, I'm like, drunk with sleep, one eye open, like, what the fuck? And I just see this classic, like 50s style fight, where like these like two Pisces are just straight boxing like that, and they're like very like strategic. They're like, and they're like fighting like the old Irish fighters. It was actually a really badass fist fight. I was like, but these guys were like, one of these guys was getting beat up so bad, like blood was just streaming out of his face, just like gushing. The guy that was fighting him had a wedding ring, and he just kept getting him in the face with it. And it was just ripping him all up. It was one of the gorier fist fights I've seen. And it went on for like 60 seconds, which for a fist fight's a long time. I'm not talking about on the ground. I'm talking they're boxing for 60 seconds. They both connected multiple times. And, the one guy that had gotten hit with the guy with the wedding ring, I mean, his face was like just completely battered. And I hadn't seen, because I'd been in, that like kind of like ISO kind of situation for a while without a phone. And I tried to make a call when I first got there, and it's like a complicated system. And I was like, oh man, I'm just going to try tomorrow. So the first thing I woke up to was this fight. And it was like right like on the walkway, you know, like in the middle of the dorm, like happening right in front of me, and I'm just kind of like, oh, and you know, one of the white guys is like, I told you, these Mexicans are straight. They've gone wild, man. Fuck. What if they do that kind of stuff to us? What are we gonna do? I think we should just give them money before they try to extort us first. Why? Why? Why did I ever try drugs? Why? Why does my life suck? And we will get into this particular place at this period gets out of control quickly. You know, in this early stage, I'm just kind of like still an outsider, but I start getting in the mix, and it's just all bad very quickly. We'll get into that soon. So sorry, guys, that I've been not as productive lately, I guess, on the video and Patreon side, you know, for the last couple days. It's been like 2 days. I just, you know, my mom and I have all these deadlines and stuff. It's just I'm getting about 2 or 3 hours of sleep a night. It's worth it. I think when you see the stuff that's coming out that I've been working on behind the scenes, I think you're gonna, you know, you're be like, okay, that makes sense. You know, I'm doing stuff you guys will like. I promise you that. Anyway, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out the paulnarcanproject.com. You can sign up for the raffle. You can also sign up to get your free Narcan. We're still, you know, I mean, it takes a while to, you know, it's a good idea, but to get it logistically off the ground, it takes legal work. It takes coordinating it, making sure I'm not breaking laws, etc. Check out patreon.com/Ryan Leone for extended footage, pictures, stuff like that. Oh my God, big spider kind of going down right there. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Remember to stay safe. Palabra.